So we create a new variable called search name, and that will be equal to this, i.e. referencing back to the search name field, and then we want to grab the value using .val. So every time we have a key up, we then want to search for the search name variable inside of this li here, so inside this names unordered list, and we want to search for each li. So we need to use a selector hash names, obviously because the ID of the unordered list is names, and then we want to say space li, and then inside of this we want to say colon contains, and then in brackets we want to have a value. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change these single quotation marks on the outside to double quotation marks, and on the inside here is the value that we're searching for, and this will only select the li elements inside of our names unordered list where this value is contained. So we can append on the search name value, and then we can add a class to this, obviously depending on which value has been matched through what's been typed. So we're going to go ahead to style.css and create a new class called highlight, and that's just going to be setting the background color to yellow, so background color yellow, and that will just highlight the area behind the li. And we can go ahead and then input highlight in there. So now what's going to happen is when we refresh and type, say for example capital A, you can now see that all the li elements that contain this value using the contain selector, we add the class highlight to. So we're not actually performing a search, we're just using an advanced selector to select particular elements. Now when we get rid of this, we've got a problem because we've highlighted everything now. And that's because we have actually matched nothing inside of this contains, therefore we've selected all li elements. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set up an if statement here that will create a condition based on whether this contains anything. So what we want to do is say if search name doesn't equal nothing, so if it doesn't equal nothing, then we can perform the search. The only problem is now that if we were to say for example type A and then back again, that's fine, but when we type a space, we have the problem that it highlights everything again. So around search name we use jQuery.trim, and this will just trim white space from the left and the right hand side of the string. So now we can do as many spaces as we want inside of this box, as well as typing characters, going back again, and obviously we don't get the highlighting everything effect. Now the only other issue here is that when we do return to nothing, the class is not removed. So just before we actually add this class, we want to go ahead and remove this class beforehand. So let's just pull everything up to make it look a bit neater. And here what I want to do is I want to select use a selector with names and all li elements, and I want to remove the class highlight from these. And what that will do is every time we have a key up, it will remove the class and then add the class if necessary. So we'll get a more streamlined effect of highlighting each element. So if I was to type A and then a backspace, obviously that a backspace and nothing in here has matched, so we've removed the class and we haven't then gone on to add another class. If I then type Alex, it highlights Alex. If I type a capital B, it highlights the line with Billy in it, and again A will select all of them. So something like this is quite useful if you have a list of, say, database table generated elements in an unordered list. It could be a list of data that you wish a user to search through. It could be absolutely anything, but the contain selector in this case we've made it more dynamic and given a better example. Rather than just highlighting something statically, we've given the user the option to type something in. So this is just an example of how it can be applied. However, obviously contains can be used for other different elements. It doesn't have to be li, it can be paragraphs, spans, divs, anything at all. So the contains selector in this case we've used to look inside li elements of an unordered list.